What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for checking me out. Doing a video here on the Mandela effect. For those of you who don't know what the Mandela effect is, there's lots of videos on it, man. If you stumbled upon this one, after checking this video out, you need to check out the Mandela effect. Check out some other videos with other examples. But what it is a phenomenon, what they call it, a phenomenon of alternate memories. When someone has a clear memory of something that they say never happened. They want to call it misremembering, which I don't know about all that, because how come complete strangers, people who don't know each other, seem to remember the same thing without even talking to each other until they comment on social media or something like that. The phrase, the name came from supposedly a lady named Fiona Broome. I hope I'm saying that right. Just from a conversation she had with somebody about Nelson Mandela's death. His death was in prison, as she remembered it. Now, I was a kid, like, I think that's back in the 80s. I can't really say that I remember his death in prison, but I remember something about hearing about Nelson Mandela like years ago. But now, if you look it up now, Nelson Mandela died back in 2013. I believe that's what it is. I don't know. I haven't really looked that up, I'm going to be honest. But I did see other videos where they talked about that. So you open up a few videos on this subject, the Mandela effect, you're going to come across that. What I'm about to show you is a couple of things that stuck out to me. Because when I started looking at these videos, I'm not going to say I was skeptical, but I was looking at it like, what? And I was with like a couple other people in agreement talking about, things could be manipulated or rearranged on the internet. So, you have to do the research for yourself. And that's kind of like what I did. And I started with something, the Snow White stuff. I have these videos. I have children, and plus I grew up watching Disney films and stuff. I like movies. I'm a movie nerd. But there is a line, a famous line that everybody knows from Snow White. No matter how well you know it, if you know Snow White, you probably know this line. Everybody, it was like a famous line. When the witch goes to the mirror, what does she say? She says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Well, I saw a video on Mirror, Mirror, and again, they have other examples, and this one is one of the most common because everybody can remember this movie line. So I went back and went in my daughter's room and looked at the movie, and sure enough, it doesn't say mirror, mirror anymore. It says something else. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to play this video for you real quick because I got it. If the audio's a little crazy or the video, I was recording it on my tablet so I could try to put it on my computer. My computer's not online because I heard, some people was trying, this one guy, he was trying to make a video and computer shut off on him when he was trying to do a Mandela effect video. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm all like paranoid like that. I'm not paranoid. I'm just saying like, I don't know, something's going on. But for those of you who are familiar with this movie and know that line, I want you to check this out with me. I'm going to play this real quick.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Babe,
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Well, check it out. Now, this is a special edition Snow White movie that my wife and I bought on Blu-ray for our daughter. And this is supposed to be the original. They said it was always like this. But everybody knows this line. Like, how can so many people misremember a line like that? A famous line. And let me tell you why. Because well, let me not say that. What I want to say is let me explain it or show you something else, because the people who say that that's the line and they say, oh, it's never been like that, so many people remember, even other people who's made movies, like the remake. Let me show you something else. What is it? I'm sorry. I'm gonna show y'all that here in a minute. This here. Now let me pause it real quick. Now this is the scene from Snow White and the Huntsman. This is a remake, but it's based on the story of the Disney movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So let me play this real quick. Well, let me skip this. Listen close.
On the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Play it again.
On the wall. On the wall.
Now this movie was made, I think, in 2012. It's a remake, like more of an adult version. But for a movie, a reimagining to go along the storylines of an old classic, I don't know too many people that's gonna take a famous line and just rewrite it. Now, if they did that, I mean, why do so many other people know this line rather than the new one that says, well, they say old one, I say new because it's not new to it's new to me. But in the old one they say magic mirror. I don't understand that. This is crazy to me, man. It's like it's an alternate reality. That's what they're saying, that this Mandela effect, people who are aware or conscious or aware of what's going on and can remember things, put 100% on their memory that it's not the same. That's what these people are going through, like myself. Like it's so confusing. The old Snow White, the Snow White you just saw, the animated one, the classic, there's no way that it says that, but that's what it says. I mean, there's other examples, plenty of them. I mean, there's a Star Wars example. I'm gonna get to some of that, but there's a famous line in Star Wars that was changed, and I had to look at it myself. I'm a big movie fan, and I'm definitely big on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy. It's like you know in your heart that it's wrong, but when you look at it and you hear it, it's not the same. It's kind of weird. So this movie, I definitely looked at the two of them because I have these at home, and this is one of the things that did it to me when I first started searching these videos. So then I went to something else. I started looking at pictures, because when they started explaining Coca-Cola, I started remembering, like back in the 80s, that it really didn't look like what the new logo looks like. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just take a quick look at this can. This is what Coca-Cola logo looks like now. But back then in the 80s, it wasn't Coca-Cola, not until later in the commercials. It said Coke, and the Coke was on the can, and this wave was under it, just like it is here on the can. I can remember that. So if you look here, Bill Cosby, when he was younger, back in the Cosby Show days, it says 1980s ads. That's what I Googled, and you look at it here, there it is, Coke, with the wave underneath. That's the way I remember Coke back in the day. And by the way, I see if you're looking, I have Photoshop on here. That's because my computer's a little slow, and it's easier for me to pull the pictures up and not make a long ass video. So I didn't manipulate none of these. You can find them yourself if you hurry up, because looks like they're trying to change some things on the internet. But yeah, Coca-Cola is, or was, the way I remember it, was Coke. This is what it looked like. You know? Look at this guy. You remember him? Back in the 80s? Max? He had a TV show. But he also did Coke ads. And this is one of them. This was one of their slogans. Catch the wave. The wave. Catch the wave. Coke. It doesn't look like this new joint. You know? And when I saw it, I was like, damn, you know what? It wasn't like that. I can really remember 100%. And the reason why I could say that is because my dad, he likes to drink scotch and stuff like that, you know, entertain friends. And he would have, you know, cases of this stuff in the refrigerator, you know, to mix with his drinks. And I always would see it. My brother would drink, you know, my brother and I, we would drink Coke and Sprite. So I can remember what that looks like. I know that's what it is. And this is something I just caught today, by the way, looking at this. This here is Saturn. I don't want to get in too deep about Saturn, but if you want to find out some crazy shit about that in relation to what's going on and stuff like that, I recommend you check out Quasiluminous. Quasiluminous. Check out his channel, man. He'll catch you up on reality, like he says. You know, listen to that guy. He got some crazy things that blow your mind. But anyway, let me get back to this. Okay, so Coca-Cola. I want to get to this slogan. The Coke, old 80s Coke slogan. Have a Coke and a smile. Coke. They didn't say have a Coca-Cola and a smile back then. Have a Coke and a smile. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, the movie Bad Boys, the first one, there's a scene where Martin Lawrence is arguing with his wife in the bedroom, and Will Smith's character, Mike, you know, is coming up there and asking if they're okay, whatever, and Marcus, Martin Lawrence's character, Marcus. He plays Marcus. Martin Lawrence plays Marcus. And when Mike comes up in the bedroom interrupting them, Marcus turns to Mike, that's Will Smith, and he's like, Mike, you know, go have a Coke and a smile. He says that. Now, I don't know if he says that now. I ain't looked at it. But I'm going to, and I might do an updated video to show that. But anyway, moving on. Star Wars, bringing that on. I want to talk about this guy, C3PO. Now, you look at the old Star Wars or the original Star Wars now, what they're saying is that C3PO wasn't all copper or gold or whatever you want to call it. Gold color. He had or has a silver leg. Now there's other videos on this too, but this is one of those things that grabbed me because I have this stuff and I haven't looked into it myself, and I wanted to. And any of those that are new to this and you're watching this video, don't just watch the videos. Don't just watch my video or anybody else's. Do the research yourself. Go look at it. Go check it out. See if it just doesn't blow your fucking mind. This here, it's not gold. But you go to some of these other photos. Again, I took these off the internet. You see here, it's C3PO. He's all gold. All gold, even this leg. Now, I'm wondering if the movie didn't do an all gold C3PO, why are there pictures out here, even toys, you know, that show C3PO all gold? Even here, let me zoom in right here. Look at this. This is the back of the toy package. They're showing little close-ups, and right here, there's no silver leg. Right here, there's no silver leg. C3PO, I mean, why would people mess that up? You know, especially details, these toy companies and things, pictures. I don't understand why they would mess that up. It can't just be like, I don't know. And here's another photo. Looks like, I don't know, they might be taking pictures for an ad, or maybe, you know, just a promotion, like for a promotion, get the movie out there, or just showing up with some but look, this costume here, or the C3PO, the stand, there's no silver leg. But if you go back and look at the movie, and go back and look at Star Wars, I looked at it. A New Hope, Star Wars: A New Hope. Go look at that, and then go look at some of the old pictures on Google. They say that his leg was always silver, that it was always like that. Folks, somehow we're living in an alternate reality. Somehow things changed. There's a lot of theories floating around about a company named CERN. You know, if you're new to this, Mandela effect, look it up. Look up the company CERN. There's some crazy things out there, man. And if you looking at these videos and you haven't made a video, you should make a video too. You know, get this stuff out there. There's something wrong. Something is fucked up. And I watched another video where a gentleman was talking about the human anatomy, asking if, you know, did it change? Because he didn't remember it the same. Mainly the stomach. Let me show you. Now this is kind of, it says female abdomen, right? Now it shows the stomach here. This is kind of how, I mean, this is not exactly how I remember it, but the stomach was more towards the middle. Okay? Now I can remember it being more towards the middle because I was really good in anatomy and physiology and stuff like that. Like I took that in high school and I loved it in college. Like the human body, the anatomy of a human, it just interests me. So when he was showing his video and was showing me this, I was kind of thrown off myself. So it was something else I looked at. This is similar. It's not exactly. This is similar to what the stomach looks like, or the way I remember it in my reality, how I remember this. But they're saying now that the stomach is like this. Why is it like kind of flipped and up behind the rib, right? And I looked at that video and I was like, man, that's crazy. When I saw that other guy's video, and I'll make sure I get it right. Maybe I'll try to put the link down at the bottom so you can check out his video where he's talking about the human anatomy. It just was strange to me, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like after watching that video, the same evening I watched that video, I ended up going to the hospital. I was waiting to go in the back room, and I got thirsty, and I went and got something cold to drink. And when I took my first sip of that cold drink, I just all of a sudden noticed that the cold liquid was going to the left. And it freaked me out so much that I started to have a panic attack. I'm not even kidding. I'm not just saying that. I really had a panic attack in the hospital. Couldn't breathe, like I kept shaking, and I thought I was going to pass out. And it was just crazy to me. Like, why is the stomach this way? I mean, it was more towards the middle. That's the way I remember it. I mean, even having hunger pains. When you have hunger pains, you grabbing down here. You're not like grabbing, you know what I'm saying? Like, next time you take a drink, take a cold drink. You know, if you remember your stomach being down here like this, take a cold drink and just try to feel where that's going. And when you get hungry again, them hunger pains, try to feel where it's at. I bugged the fuck out. I'm not even kidding. I really bugged out. So, I don't know. I tried to find a whole bunch of pictures on this, and I couldn't find something, you know, how I remember it. But this was the closest. And yet this still isn't right. And this is the female anatomy. And the one I just showed you, this here is the male anatomy. But still, both is weird to me. So then I was like, okay, let me think. So then I looked up the Heimlich maneuver. You know, when someone's choking or something like that, you're supposed to push on the stomach and whatnot and all that. So I was looking at pictures, but see, like this here, I kind of noticed to still place their hands in a position of the middle, like where the stomach is, or at least where I remember it to be. I mean, just take a good look and let me know if I'm wrong. Because I've been trying to figure this out myself. Let me show you another one. I got another one on here, I think. Okay, here's another picture of a guy demonstrating it, a painting or whatever. Look, this is his waist, of course. That's where his belt is. That's the zipper, so it's in the middle, and he's placing his hands more towards the middle. Now, if this is his waist, Right here would be his intestines, and right here would probably be his stomach, and up here his ribs. His stomach is not up here. So I don't know. I mean, am I wrong? I mean, let me know. Place a comment. Let me know what's going on. Now I want to tell you, like, the Mandela effect, really, that I've noticed, including myself, watching these videos, it's only affected people that are probably like 30 years old, and I want to say maybe 45. 30 to 45. I say that because I was talking to my dad. He's in his 60s, and a couple other people, and they say that it's always been that way for some reason. Maybe it's not all people, but I'm telling you, at least people that are at least 30 years old can remember some of these things. If this is affecting you, you know, give me a like, comment, something. Let me know. I mean, there's plenty of people out there, you know, that they might not be awake. They might not be aware. And once they see some of these things, maybe it'll just trigger something, and all of a sudden, you know, they'll realize that, yeah, I remember it being that way too, you know. So spread the word. That's what I'm trying to do. Moving on. This one here, I'm not sure, but I almost want to put, you know, a paycheck on it. Walmart. Okay, now this is what Walmart used to look like. Pretty much everybody knows that. Before they changed to this Walmart logo with this bright thing. Now, I saw this on somebody's hat while I was in the hospital, and I freaked out again because my wife used to work for Walmart, and she used to have to wear a vest, like a navy blue vest, and had the little star looking thing on the back. But I can remember like a yellow circle being in the middle of this, because when I first saw the new Walmart logo, I was like, man, that thing looks like a sun. You know, I mean, am I wrong? If anybody else can remember that, you know, let me know. I'm just not sure. It just looks funny to me. And again, there's lots of things out there that have changed. A lot of examples on this matter of Mandela effect. All kinds of things. Movie lines, movie titles, logos like car makes and stuff like Ford and Volvo and Volkswagen. Those are some examples. Again, go back and research and you'll see, or just go look at some of these other videos and check them out. You'll see that. If anybody else has any, you know, comments or anything to say, let me know. Holler at me about it, and let me see. Comment, like this video, share it. Even make your own video. Make your own video. All right, guys. Mandela effect. Let me know what's going on.